are on the set of the smash hit musical Waitress, which you wrote the music for. How does it feel to be returning to the role of Jenna?
It is so surreal and so amazing. I'm beyond excited. We just closed our Broadway production in the early January, and on our closing night, I felt such immense gratitude for the fact that the chapter of Waitress was not closed yet, and that I was getting to come to the West End, this is my West End debut. So to be able to debut in a show that I wrote is just stuff dreams are made of. I never would have imagined. So I'm so excited.
Because when I first spoke to you, it was a case of you couldn't be on the West End because of timing. So to come to this role, which you did star in on Broadway for a bit, and you wrote this music, is there that personal connection to it as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a show. I mean, look, this project reoriented my entire life. It was something that came into my life, and literally my life falls into two categories. It's before Waitress and after Waitress. So everything has changed because of this show and because of what it has taught me as an artist and as a person, and the kind of people that are in my life and the kinds of projects I'm drawn towards and get offered. It is really it's been such a gift. So the fact that I get to be in this show, which is so precious to me, deeply precious to me, is just a huge blessing.
And especially because, last time we spoke, there was a lot going on in the world, and, within the first couple of days of 2020, all kinds of things have really taken off. How important do you think musical theatre and light-hearted shows like these are in this kind of turbulent time?
I think what I love about theatre is that it brings us back to humanity, and it is such an immediate human experience. It's such an old tradition for a reason. People come to hear stories and to see themselves on stage. And the thing that I love the most about Waitress is that it kind of is this beautiful balance of darkness and light. It deals with lighthearted material, but it also deals with some very serious subject matter. And I think if we do it right, we do so gracefully. And so people get to come here and feel a sense of their humanity represented on stage, and hopefully it's a soft place to land. I'm quoting songs from the show at this point. It's just I've been living Waitress too long.
Because, it's been such a big part of your life. And, there are other stars, huge music stars like Dolly Parton, who also has a show on the West End as well. Would you ever because, it is common for Broadway and West End shows to have revisions. Obviously, Dolly has her song 9 to 5 in 9 to 5 the musical. Would you say, obviously you wrote the music for this show, would you ever have you ever thought about going back to it and thinking, I might want to put Brave in there somewhere or Love Song in there somewhere?
No, not for this show. No, this show to me it's a complete thought. So this one's ready for the world to just live in the world as is. I mean, if there was a down the road somewhere, I could imagine trying to work on a piece that had to do with my body of work in other ways, but no, Waitress will stay just Waitress.
Fabulous. And finally, I just want to know what is next for you in your career, because I know you did recently release an album, which I absolutely loved. I actually came here to the listen along party as well. So what's next for you in your career after this 6 weeks stint in Waitress?
Yeah, I have been executive producing a television show that will be airing on Apple this coming summer. So it's called Little Voice. It's about a young songwriter, and I write all the original music for her and was a creator of the show, and along with my partner Jesse Nelson, who was also on Waitress. So yeah, that's the next thing.
Because wasn't Little Voice musical on the West End as well?
I think it may have been. I know that there was a film called Little Voice, but Little Voice is the name of my first record, so it's a little bit of a tip of the hat to that stage in my life. And your early 20s, when you're kind of getting your feet beneath you as a young adult and as a young professional. So yeah, we'll be releasing that this summer.
And just very quickly, we've had Joe Sugg on the stage in Waitress. We've had Ashley Roberts, former Pussycat Doll, actually Pussycat Doll now on the stage. Is there anyone in particular who you think, oh, you'd be a good fit for this part in Waitress?
Well, we just had Henry from British Bake Off, and I feel like we've got to find a place for him in the show. Oh my gosh, I'll have to give that a think. I've been so focused on trying to remember my lines, I haven't thought about anything other than like just get my ass back in the show.